Yeah, I'm due. I'm a long hair hippie. You know.
You definitely look like a long hair hippie.
Yeah. All right. Can you remind me, where do you live?
In Pennsylvania, a little bit west of Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
We went to New Vrindavan. There's somebody saying. Okay. In 2019, and my wife took a bus, and not it was what's near New Vrindavan? What's the big city that's in Pennsylvania?
In
3 hours or
Pennsylvania,
something.
near New, I mean, I guess Philly. It must be Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh. Krishnamanga, where were you? What city? Where did you saw the sinkhole?
What?
The sinkhole where the bus fell into the sinkhole? Pittsburgh, yeah.
I was in Pittsburgh. Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it was like a movie scene. Like she got off the bus, or she got no, she got dropped off, and she was catching a bus to her sister's house, which was still some 3 hours away. And there was a bus going to New York. Okay, and there was a bus in a sinkhole, like in the middle of the city. Like,
that is wild.
like hell just fell through, and you're just walking, and then you look down the street, and then it was just like right there, a bus.
That is wild.
It was in the news, yeah, and she walked right across it.
You said this was 2019?
19, yeah.
Crazy. I don't remember that at all. So that's wild. I mean, I'm on the other side of the state, but still think I would have heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They even made donuts in honor of that
Who made donuts?
in Pittsburgh.
Who?
They started making donuts
They started making donuts in honor of the
with little.
with the bus with buses sinking into the donut.
That's,
I don't think
that's
anybody got hurt. Nobody got hurt, isn't it?
No,
Nobody got hurt, yeah.
okay, then it's a good reason to make donuts.
Yeah. I just got hurt. I just fell on my butt skateboarding.
Oh, no.
And my back is sore. My daughter's making some kind of rice cake milk sweets, some Korean sweet ball thingy, like mochi, and she needed some milk and sugar because we didn't have enough. So I skateboarded to the Family Dollar store, and I was skateboarding back, and then there's just like an advertisement sign that had been discarded, and it was on the sidewalk. And so instead of going around it, I went over it. And as soon as I went over it, it just started sliding. And I think I probably put my foot down, but my foot was still on the big sign. So I fell down onto my butt, and then I had a little backpack with the milk gallon. I think that was what really hurt me, is the milk like yanking my back when I landed on my butt. So I got a little scratch here.
Oh, no. Did the milk survive the impact?
Milk survived. Yeah, I just kind of, I think I landed on my butt and my hand. But still here.
Yeah.
I think this is what we got for today. I know some people wrote me saying they had, somebody had a funeral to go to, unfortunately, and then somebody had a birthday to go to. And so here we are. We're on Bhagavad Gītā, chapter 15, text number 9. How are you doing, Chance?
I'm doing good, thank you, Prabhuji. For the first probably maybe like 30 minutes of this, I'll actually be having to drive someone somewhere.
Okay.
So I may be not wholly attentive.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. Let's look at the verse and start practicing it. Whew. Any questions? We've got Chapu coming in. Any reflections or questions from your practice so far? Hare Krishna, Chapu. Anybody? Kylie, any reflections? Oh, Mr. Lopez is coming. What is all these windows popping up? Hold on. Sorry, I got a bunch of windows that came in. Mr. Lopez.
Hare
Welcome.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Where are you coming in from?
I'm in Newport Beach, California.
Oh, great. You must be suffering there. Oh, it looks terrible.
Sorry for
Okay.
being late.
Oh, no problem. You're here. So, any of you guys recognize in the class today, he was talking about some of the points from this section of the Bhagavad Gītā about leaving the body and the mind and the different conceptions going from one body to another. Do you remember the Q&A section? I was thinking, oh, look, we're covering the same stuff. So let's just look at the verse. This is verse text 9. Shrotram chakshus sparshanam cha. And you can repeat after me. You don't have to have the mic on if you don't want, but you can just repeat. Shrotram chakshus sparshanam cha. Rasanam grahanam eva cha. Adhishtaya manaschayam Vishayan upasevate Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha Rasanam grahanam eva cha Adhishtaya manaschayam Vishayan upasevate Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha Rasanam grahanam eva cha Adhishtaya manaschayam Vishayan upasevate. Okay, so let's see. Let's make some connections with the words. What are some of what other connections can you make to any of the words that you see here? We got Avinash coming in. So, any connections you see, if you look at these words, any words look familiar? First of all, tell me, raise your hand if you see any words that are familiar. What, Kylie, what word looks familiar?
Mana.
Mana.
Uh-huh.
Mana, yeah, mind, yeah, there we go. Mind, that's definitely familiar. That's in, this chapter, a couple verses. We're talking, I think the previous verse has the mana. No, the verse before that. Verse before that has the mana and the six senses. So Shrotram is ears. So you have the words like Shruti. Shruti. They're basically Shruti, Smriti. Smriti is Shruti are the original verses that were heard. They're the Vedas itself, and the Smritis are the things that come after that. Those that are like reflections on. Smriti means to remember. Smaranam. So Shrotam or ears. So like Shravanam, Kirtanam, hearing and chanting. And Chakshush is a word, is the eyes. And you've probably heard of seeing with eyes of knowledge. So that's called Jnana Chakshush. Or another, there's a couple, there's a lot of Chakshush. Let's see, what other Chakshush are there? Jnana Chakshush. Let's see, let me look it up. Jnana chakshu. That's a big one right there. Jnana chakshush. Big face. Oh, we can just so I make it so easy. You just click on the verse, click on the word, and you can sometimes remove a few letters or sometimes Sashtra chakshush. Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of. What does that mean? Avinash. Shastra chakshush.
Prabhuji, seeing through the eyes of the Vedas.
Seeing through the eyes of the Vedas. Very good, very good. Let's see, any other ones I see? Jnana chakshush, Shastra chakshush. Those are the. Let me see. I think in this chapter might be another. Let's see. Oh yes, here we go. We're setting ourselves up. You guys just take a look at the next verse. The last two words. You see it? Jnana chakshush. Those who have eyes of knowledge. Jnana, knowledge. So this one's the easy one to act out. You got Shrotram, chakshush. We can do that. Everybody get there, grab their ears. Sometimes you see people do that in the temple. Oh, it's like some auspicious thing that they do. Shrotram, chakshush, sparshanam, sense of touch. Sparshanam cha. Rasa. What does rasa mean? David.
I mean, I see that it means tongue here.
Rasa. Do you know any other meanings of rasa?
No, I mean, I think of Rasalila but I don't know.
So rasa is like a flavor, relationship.
Okay.
And in India, it just means juice also. Like if you want some juice, like maybe you've guys heard of Nam Rasa. So he had an online account, and his name on the online account was Name Juice. Nam Ras. So that's like where all the like rasa, you have the different rasas with Krishna, the different flavors of the relationship. They have different attributes to them that, you know, the parental flavor is there. There's a certain, actually we would give a class on the 5 rasas, and the name of the class was Fondness in 5 Fragrant Flavors. These are the different flavors, these different rasas. So rasanam, that's the tongue. So that makes sense, flavor in the tongue. And grahanam, I don't know any roots connections, grahanam, but that's in smelling power there. And adishtaya means being situated. And I think we have in a previous verse that we studied, we have this adishtaya. Is that verse number 4 or 3? Let's see. Oh, that's sampratishta. Tishta, adishtaya. It seems like it has a similar root. Shta, shtaya, adishtaya, stani. So stani is where you're standing, your situation, your stability. Like Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan. So stan, adishtaya. So we had that in the verse number 3. Na rupamase hatatop labyate nanto, no end, nachadi, or no beginning. Nata sampratishta, tishta, sta. So it looks like that shta and shtani, staya, is, I think it's the same root of the kind of basis, something that you're standing on, situated in. So adishtaya, what are they standing in? What are they situated in? Kylie Brown, what are the ears, eyes, nose, sense of touch?
The mind.
The mind. Okay, adishtaya manashchaya. All grouped around the mind. And then the vishaya. Vishaya, this is also a word not to forget. Vishaya are the objects of the senses. There's a song, Upasevate. Upasevate. I don't know. Does that mean make it in your service? That's just a guess. I'm not sure. In your service, my service. But Vishayan, there's a really nice song. Paramakaruna Pahudwijana Nitai Goda Chandra. Paramakaruna. These Pahudwijana, these two brothers, you'll not Paramakaruna, they're very kind and merciful. Actually, Prabhupada, there's a really cool recording, and I could probably find it. Prabhupada came to Atlanta. Wait, you're from Atlanta. There you go. There you go. Prabhupada came to Atlanta and he gave this really powerful talk. You know how long it was? It's like 2 minutes and like 8 seconds. And so he comes to Atlanta, and maybe I can play it for you because it's only 2 minutes and it's so beautiful. Let me see if I can find it. Prabhupada, Atlanta, your temple is the best. That's what he says. Arrival address. I think I found it. Okay.
Do you know that the average
Okay,
adult
hold
has
on.
5 to 20 pounds of
I've
toxic
got-
gook in their body at any given moment?
God.
Seems crazy, right?
They're talking about. Okay, 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Shall we put it up? Okay. Let's see. Share screen. And
The following is an arrival address given by His Divine
it's hopefully the subtitles work. Yeah, this is really good.
Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on February 28th, 1975 in Atlanta, Georgia. So, I'm very glad to see
Yeah.
I see your temple is best. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very kind. Parama Karuna Pahudvilana. Two lords, Nitai Gaurachan, Nityananda Prabhu, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're very kind. They have appeared just to reclaim the fallen souls of the age. So, they're more nice than Krishna. Krishna is also very kind. He comes to deliver. But Krishna demands the festival surrender. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not demand. He's so kind. So, that's the and be there. Thank you.
There we go. So Lord Chaitanya's kindness brought Srila Prabhupada to tears. I'm sure everybody was like, hit the deck. Like, chai. But so the song, Parama Karuna, Pahudrijana, Nitai Gaura Chandra, Shaba Avatara, Shara Shiromani. Of all the avatars, Saba Avatara, all the avatars, they are the Shara Shiromani, the crest jewel. Kevala Ananda Kanda, and what they give is just simply blissful. Bajo Bajo Bai, oh my friends, oh my brothers, Chaitanya Nitai, Shuddhida Vishvashrakoti, Bhajo Bhajo Bhai. Just worship these two, oh my brothers, worship these brothers, Chaitanya Nitai. Sudrida, 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 Drida. This is the word that we have in Drida, the Drida Sastrena, Dridena Chitva. This firm conviction. So Bhajo Bhajo Bhai, Chaitanya Nitai, Sudrida, with a very great conviction. Vishvashrakoti, just worship them. Vishayacharya, all you have to give up is chasing after the objects of the senses. Say rasa mijya and enjoy the rasa, that sweet relationship with Krishna. Mukhe bolo bolo hari hari, just by chanting. Deko orebai, Tri Bhuvane Nai. If you look around the Tri Bhuvane, the three worlds, if you look around the three worlds, you'll never find anyone more sweet and kind than these two brothers. Deko orebai Tri Bhuvane Nai, Emana Doyala Datta. Pashu Paki Jure. They Pashana Didare. They engage, they turn animals into kirtaniers. Pashu Pak, and they melt the stone, and they can melt the stone hearts. Pashu Paki Jure Pashana Vidare Shriyara Gunagata. Samsara Majia Rohile Puriya, but the author is lamenting, I am just in this samsara, I'm just in this cycle of birth and death. Samsara Majia Rohili Puriya, Saya Pada Nahilo Asha. And therefore I lament that I have no real taste. So that's the whole song there. That's the whole song. But there he's saying that it's so blissful. There's one little thing. Just give up that chase for the vishayas, the chasing after the objects of the senses. So Rishayan upasevate. So he gets another body, and what does he do? Again, he's like chasing after everything. That's kind of like the verse 5 of chapter 7. What is that? Verse 5, chapter 7. Is it 5 or? I think it's 5. Aparayam ithastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayadam dharyate jagat. So he says there's another energy, the soul. First he describes the material elements, the earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego in the previous verse. But then he says that the other energy of mind is the soul. And what is he doing? He's exploiting Dharyate, the Jagat. He's going around just trying to exploit the world. So here again, he's Vishayan upasevate. He's just trying to get everything for his service. I'm just guessing that the word upasevate, it just means to enjoy it, you know. So again, let's try it out. How about somebody else read it? Read the. Avinash is ready.
Strotram chakshu sparshanam cha rasanam granam evacha adityaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate.
And Chapuji, do it one line and we recite after.
Okay. Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha.
Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha.
Rasanam granameva cha.
Rasanam grahanam eva cha.
Adhishtayam manaschayam.
Adhishtaya manaschayan.
Vishayam upasevate.
Vishayan upasevate. Mr. Dance, are you driving? If he's driving, he probably can't even unmute himself. Kylie Brown, do you want to give it a chance?
Shrotram chakshusparsanam cha
Shotram chakshushparshanam cha
rasanam granameva cha
rasanam grahanam eva cha
adhishtaya manaschayam
adhishchaya manaschayan
vishayanupasevati.
vishayan upasevate. Mr. Lopez, what does sparshanam mean?
Sparshanam is touch in this verse.
Touch,
Sorry,
touch.
I'm switching back and forth on my phone because so sorry.
All right. And are the chakshush, is that your ears? What's the chakshush?
Chakshush is eyes.
Eyes, yes. Chakshush. Shrotram, chakshush, shrot. So everyone can do it. Let's do it together. Shrotram, chakshush, sparshanam cha, rasanam, grahanam, eva cha, adhishchaya manaschayan. Well, mana is actually, we can point to our heart, but let's just make it, the mind is really referring more to the heart itself. So mana is the part of the subtle body. But let's go. Mind, manaschayan and vishayan upasevate. So yeah, he gets another, and he's carrying. He may get another physical shrotram chakshusparsham cha, but he's carrying with him, with his mind, the subtle aspect. Remember, we were saying like the what is the subtle aspect of a flower, Chapuji?
The aroma.
The aroma, yes. And the physical aspect is the flower, but the subtle aspect is the aroma. So this, you have the physical senses, but then you have the subtle senses as well. And that's why you can have all kinds of sensory perception in your dreams, because your senses are not entirely physical. Shrotam chakshusparsham cha rasanam grahanam eva cha adhishchaya manaschayan vishaya.
Chandra, I do have a question.
Yes.
Is granam or grahanam? Because I heard you saying like grahanam, and I thought it was granam.
It's supposed to, it should be one syllable, but it's
Rasanam granam eva cha.
yeah. So it's like there's ga and ga.
Rasanam granam.
Grahanam.
Rasanam granam eva cha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not two syllables. Sometimes that's often what we do, at least in America. Like we'll see the word Bhai, Bhai, and we'll say Baha'i, like the religion, but it's Bhai. Yeah, that should be one syllable, one long syllable. Okay, nice. Any other questions, Mr. Stallings, anything? I'm going to read the purport real quick because it's not. In other words, if the living entity adulterates his consciousness to the quality of cats and dogs, in his next life, he gets a cat or dog body and enjoys. Consciousness is originally pure, like water. But if we mix water with a certain color, it changes. Similarly, consciousness is pure, for the spirit soul is pure. But consciousness is changed according to the association of material qualities. So this is a good purport, especially into relation to the previous verse about aromas, because it's, the analogy is very similar. Real consciousness is Krishna consciousness. When, therefore, one is situated in Krishna consciousness, he is in his pure life. But if his consciousness is adulterated by some type of material mentality, in the next life, he gets a corresponding body. Does anybody know what chapter Krishna says something like that? Avinash knows what chapter, what verse talks about that? He does not necessarily get a human body again. Prabhupada is clarifying, you know, if anybody, people believe in reincarnation, often they don't believe they go to a lower consciously developed species. They think, okay, I'm, you know, born always as a human. No, he does not necessarily get a human body again. He can get a body of a cat, dog, hog, demigod, or many other forms. For there are 8,400,000 species. Avinash, what is that verse? Tell me. The verse that talks about your mentality decides your next body. Chapter 8, text number 6. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavan tajate ante. Ante, what does ante mean? Chance. Oh, I think he would know that one, but who knows what the word ante?
Ending.
And yes, and like so that's verse number 3. We have nanto, no n, no chadir, no adi, no beginning, no anto, no na anta, no n, no adi, no beginning, and no sampratishta, no foundation. This is the analogy of this whole material illusion. It's like you can't figure it out. It's got no end, no beginning, and it's got no foundation. It's just this big banyan tree with roots going upwards and downwards and branches going upwards and downwards, and you just can't figure out how to get out of this illusion. But how do you have to, though. You still have to. And how do you do it? Asanga, sastrena, tridena, chidva. With that asanga, detachment weapon, with conviction you cut. Empowered by your conviction, you use that weapon of detachment. So we understand material world full of suffering. And so we cut away that attachment. Don't chase after the vishayas. Because how does Maya, what does she do? She goes like this. She goes, hey, come, David. Come. And then she goes, whoosh. They say, hey, no, come. I'll be nice. And then, whoosh. What? That sounds like a sibling, my daughter says. Yes. Yeah, so that's Maya. Yeah, Maya's doing that. What they said she comes knocking, don't even answer the door. So don't chase after those vishayas. So this again, Mr. Lopez, can you do the reading one line at a time?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha.
Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha.
Rasanam granam eva cha.
Rasanam grahanam eva cha.
Adishtaya manaschayam.
Adishtaya manaschayam.
Vishayam upasevate.
Vishayan upasevate. Nice. David Stallings, one line at a time.
Sure. Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha.
Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha.
Rasanam grahanam eva cha.
Rasanam grahanam eva cha.
Adishtaya manaschayam.
Adishtaya manaschayam.
Vishan upasevate.
Vishayan upasevate. Nice. Who hasn't had an opportunity to read? Chapu, did you go? You went already. Kylie went. Okay, let's go again. Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha. rasanam grahanam evacha adhischaya manaschayam vishayan upasevate. Anybody here can do the first line without looking at the book? Give it a try, somebody. Avinash is ready.
Yep. Strotram chakshu sparshanam cha.
Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha. Anybody else? First line. Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha. And do it with the hand motions too. But you're on mute though. Kylie, you gonna go? You gonna do it? Okay. You gotta unmute yourself. There you go.
Shrotram chakshusparsanam cha.
Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha. How about somebody else? Chapu, the first line. Can you do it without looking? See if you can do it.
Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha.
Shrotram chakshushparshanam cha. Mr. Lopez, one first line there.
Shrotam. Oh, I can't. Sorry, I'm trying to nail it.
All right, go to try. Get it, another try.
Shrotam. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Shrotram.
Shrotam. Chakshusparshanam cha.
There you go. You got it. You got it. Okay, David. Yeah.
Shrotru chaksham sparsanam cha.
The Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha. One more time. Give it a try.
Shrotram chakshu sparsanam cha.
Perfect. Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha. Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha. Okay, and for our senior student Chapuji, let's hear your recitation from the verse 1.
Okay. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhva Mulam Madashakam Ashvatam Prahuravyayam Chandam Siyasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavid Adaschurtvam Prasitastasya Shaka Guna Pravidam Vishaya Pravala Adaschamulani Anusantatani Karmano Pandini Manushaloke Narupamasyeha Tato Palabhyate Nanto Nachadir Nacha Sampratishta Ashvatamenam Suvirutamulam Asanga Sastrena Dritena Chitva Tata Padam Tam Parimagitavyam Jasmingatana Nivartante Bhuyam Tamevachadyam Purusha Prapadye Yatha Praviti Prashita Purani Nirmana Moha Jita Sanga Dosha Adhyatmanitya Vinivita Kamaha Dvandve Vimukta Sukha Samye Gachantyamudam Padamavyayam Tat Natat Basayate Suryo Nashashanko Napavakaha Jagatvana Nivaratante Taddama Paramam Mama Mamevam So Jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manasashtani indriyani prakritishtani karashati. Wait.
Sharira.
Shariram yadavapnoti.
Yach chapi.
Yakshapi utkramateshvaraha. I need the first word of every line.
Utkramat. Yach chapi utkramatishvara.
Utkramateshvaraha.
Vihitvaitani.
Vihitvaitani samyati.
Vayur.
Vayurgandham.
Ivashaya.
Ivashayat. Okay.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so
Then
that was
the
your.
last one is like 30%.
And the first one is 100%.
Yeah.
So that was your star recording.
See you.
I'll send that to like Raghu and Kastuba. All right, so
like last week he reacted to one of my stories. Alex and I were studying the Zoom
nice.
on a Friday night, and I said like this is what Bhakti yogis do on a Friday night. Shloka memorization.
So now try to do from verse 1 to verse 8 or 9 to give some explanation of those verses. Chapuji.
Okay, this is tough because I know it in Spanish, but not in English. The first verse is like Sri Krishna said, like there is a banyan tree who has, I'm thinking in Sanskrit, where the roots are upward and the branches are downward and the little leaves are the Vedic hymns, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm saying it right.
That's correct. That's
Trying
correct.
to translate into Sanskrit, into Spanish, into English. Okay. Verse 2. Okay, I have to look. I'm sorry.
And one who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. Yes, yes.
The last line. Ya están Vedas a Vedavid. That's right. Verse 2 says that these branches are downward and upward, and they're feeded by the gunas, the 3 modes of material nature.
Yep.
And that the tree has also roots that's going downward and are related to the creative actions in this world.
Yeah, yeah.
In this society. Okay. Verse 3 and 4 says that that you can perceive the shape and the form of this tree, and you can not know where it begins and where it ends. That's what Chandra was saying about Nanto Nachadir Nacha Sampratishta. Then the roots that are very strong, Suviruddha Mulam, and you have to cut it with the weapon of detachment, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Verse 4. And then you have to like look for that place that has, then when you go there, there's no returning. Nani Vartante, yeah.
Tatapadam parimargitavyam yasmin gata nani vartante tameva chadyam. And then who do you look for there?
You're looking for the Adhyatma, like the supreme personality to surrender to, right? Prapadye.
Yata praviti prashita purani, which means from whom everything, and it's kind of a poetic side that the the tree has been described to have prashita, branches coming out, and that's the whole material side. But then in this verse it says, but Krishna is that person from whom everything is extending from since Purani, since everlasting, since time immemorial. Okay, and the first parts are those first verses are a little hard to explain because they're so abstract.
Yeah, a
Uh,
little bit.
And it's good that you're explaining them. A lot of times I'll give a whole chapter summary class. I'll give like a Bhagavad Gītā class covering the whole chapter of chapter 15 in like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And that part I will just kind of just bring to the point that this world is not our home, and I won't get too out. I'll try to explain the points, but not the analogy, because it's like really hard
Yeah,
to
it's hard.
yeah. Then it might from now on it might be a little easier to translate. Nirmana moha.
And it's funny because I think it was Chance who was saying that you are like focused in trying to learn the Sanskrit, and you may be forgetting to like read the purport and have a clear idea what's the verse saying, right?
Yeah.
And then verse 5 said that they who are free from
Tell us what you can just from your memory, what just pulling out different points of the words and stuff. Do you remember the mana was pride, moha, illusion, jita sangha dosha, conquering bad association, adhyatma nitya, fixed in the eternal, done with lust, vinivita kama, dwanders, vimukta, sukha dukkha, samgir. You know, you're done with the
free from
dualities.
duality of happiness and distress.
Gachanta mudha padamavyam tat. That means gachanti, he goes, that person who is clear-headed. He's not a mudha means a fool. He's totally unbewildered. He's just totally got clarity, like a clear jewel, crystal. Gachanta mudha padamavyam tat. So he attains that padam. He's the one that attains that place, that situation. And then natat basayate suryo. Now you explain that one. You can't look at the book, that one.
Okay.
Basayate suryo.
He's saying that this place is not like enlightened by fire or electricity. And
what is surya?
Sun.
Sun, yes. And there's another thing in the sky that also has light.
The moon.
Moon, yes.
Shashanko.
Yeah, the Shashanko, the Pavaka.
No electricity.
Yeah. And yatgatva na nivartante. Once you go there,
you
no coming
don't
back.
return.
Yeah. And Tadhama, that's my place.
That place.
It's my supreme place.
Yeah. That I think is that the easier one from all the verses before.
Yeah. And then
okay, I'm 6, 7, and 8 are like not there. I'm not there yet.
my amsha, my anshas, my parts are the jivas in this world.
In this world.
Jiva bhuta sanatana. They're eternally so. Sanatan, like Sanatan Dharma, eternally so. So this is a very powerful philosophical point that the souls they're not fragments that eventually grow and become God. They're eternally like this. A star has from what we see, a star has a fragment of the effulgence of the moon. It's similar, but it's not the moon itself. But it's just similar in the sense that it has a similar sense of luminosity. So similarly, the soul has eternity, knowledge, and bliss, but our awareness, our capabilities are different. For example, I only know when I have to go to the bathroom. So my consciousness is limited to this body. And I'm not aware, I'm not, what to speak of my consciousness limited to this body. I don't know what's happening in my body practically. I'm not consciously digesting my food. I don't know if I have cancer. There's so much I don't know. A limited sense of consciousness in this body. Right now, my back is hurting because I fell on my skateboard. Adishchaya, Manashchaya. Mevam Shojiva Manashashtani, in the mind, the six senses, mind, which is included in the six senses. Prakritishtani Karshti. Anybody remember what does Karshti mean? What happened to me? This miserable Karshti. I fell on my back on the skateboard. So what am I doing? I'm just struggling. This world is struggle. Karshati. And then Shariram Yat Avapnoti. And if we can remember these two, although there's like these four different words there, if we can remember that they're in the same order, avapnoti, getting, utkramati, getting, giving up, leaving, grihitvetani, getting, samyati, leaving. So even though it's like four different words, if you can just remember it's in that order, getting, leaving, So he gets a body, he leaves a body, just like the air gets an aroma or, leaves the aroma. Vayur Gandharvashaya. Now we're talking about the Shrotram Chakshus Sparshanam Cha Rasanam Grahanam Eva Chadishtayan Manashchayan Vishayan Upasevate. And so you're going to, in the next verse, you're going to see that word again, giving up, ukramantam, giving up the body. Okay. So we have a few more minutes. Do you think we should break up into breakout rooms minus Mr. Chance because he has to concentrate on the road? So you guys can practice, more opportunities to practice until like another 10 minutes. What do you think? That sound good? Breakout room, more practice time. Okay, let's see. So I put 3 rooms. All right, and I will open all rooms, and I'll join Mr. Lopez. Mr. Lopez, here we are. It's me and you. And I think we have Chance, but he's got to drive. He can chant along at his drive if it doesn't scare the.
Okay. And when I'm reading, like I said, my screen might switch. So I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. You got to go on the phone. Yeah, you got to switch back and forth.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't have my Gita with me right now, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, so next time I will.
Yeah, I'm like that. Okay, so you can read the one line at a time.
Okay.
Or you can just read it. Read it one line at a time so Chance has an opportunity to chant.
Okay. Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha.
Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha.
Rasanam granam eva cha.
Rasanam grahanam eva cha.
Adhisthaya manaschayam.
Adhisthaya manaschayam.
Vishayan upasevate.
Vishayan upasevate.
Vishaya. And is the meter that I'm chanting it at, is that right? Or
that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
This is called this. I think it's called Anushtup. It's not the melody, but it's a 32 syllable. So there's so many melodies that go with it. But that's fine. That's a good one.
Okay. Should I keep going?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it again.
Okay. Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha.
Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha.
Rasanam granam eva cha.
Rasanam grahanam evacha.
Adhishtaya manaschayam
Adhishchaya manaschayan.
Vishayan upasevate.
Vishayan upasevate. Okay, would you like to try to chant first line without book?
I can. Shrotam chakshun sparshanam cha
Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha.
cha
Chakshu.
chakshu.
Yeah.
Shrotam chakshu sparshanam cha
Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha.
cha.
How about the second line?
Second line is pretty hazy.
Rasanam grahanam
Rasanam grahanam evacha evacha.
So try to say that again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rasanam
Grahanam
grahanam
evacha.
evacha.
Rasanam grahanam
Graham
evacha.
evacha. Okay. Third line I'm spaced on. I can't even remember.
So try the second line again.
Okay.
Rasanam
Rasanam
grahanam.
grahanam evacha.
And then you can put your finger like this. So rasanam grahanam
Rasanam grahanam
evacha.
evacha. Rasanam grahanam evacha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again.
Rasanam grahanam. Wait, rasanam
Yeah.
grahanam
Yeah.
evacha.
Evacha. Yeah.
Rasanam grahanam evacha.
Adishtaya.
Adhishtayam
Adishtaya.
adhishtaya adhishtaya
Manaschayan.
manaschayam
Adishchaya.
adhischaya
Right. Adishtaya.
adhishtaya
Manaschayan.
manaschayam. Or is it
Vishayan.
vishaya
Upasevate.
upasevate?
Now do the last line because it seems kind of short. Vishayan upasevate.
Vishayan upasevate.
Again.
Vishayan upasevate.
Vishayan upasevate.
Vishayan upasevate.
Okay, so go back to reading it and having giving a chance to recite it with you. I'm gonna go check the other rooms and just
Okay.
see if they can do the last line. Just say the last line because that should be the easiest one right there.
Vishayan upasevate.
Oh, sorry.
Rasanam granam evacha.
Rasanam granam evacha.
Shrotram chaksus parashanam cha.
Shrotram chakshus sparshanam cha.
Rasanam granam evacha.
Rasanam granam evacha.
Okay.
And
Can you do it without looking?
And what he wasn't looking.
I wasn't looking, but I was listening to
Yep.
you. So.
What's the last line? Because that's the easy one.
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet.
No.
It's 2 words.
Vishayan upasevate.
Yeah. Vishayan
Vishayan
upasevate.
upasevate. Okay.
David, what's the last line? Just you can say that one.
Vishayan upasevate.
Yeah, that one's easy. Isn't it? It seems a lot shorter. Okay.
I think the
All
most
right.
difficult may be the third line.
Third line,
Adhishtaya
Adhishtaya.
manaschayam.
Yeah. And the first lines are it's like all just like nose. It's like simple things. Simple. It's like.
And
It's like
it's get easier with your.
yeah. It's like you tell kids like words like ear, nose, eye. Those are easy things to think about. But situated in that's like explain a kid what is a kindergarten situated. We're like oh no. The ear, nose, eyes. That's like easy stuff. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna.
Adhishtaya.
Devate
Chai.
All right. How you guys doing?
Hi.
What's
Very
the
good.
last line from memory? The last line, the easiest line.
Vishayanupasevati.
Nice, nice. Avinash?
Vishayanupasevate.
Yeah, that's the easiest one right there. And the third line is the hardest one.
Yeah.
Adhishtaya manaschayam.
I think that's the hardest one, yeah.
Yeah. Adhishtaya manaschayam.
All right. And you, are you using the
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
nice,
I
nice.
start doing it, but then it sort of drops off. And then at
Yeah.
the end, Vishayanupasevati.
It helps the meanings to sit in.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you heard that lecture, the Atlanta lecture where Prabhupada was crying? You heard that before?
Yes,
That's
yes.
beautiful, yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, yeah.
It's so cool. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fortunate that he came here.
Yeah.
Mm.
When I was in Atlanta, we took a like a Greyhound bus. No, we had our own bus, like a Greyhound bus. We turned it
Mhm.
into an RV with wood floors, kitchen, a shower, temple room, and our bus got stuck in the Atlanta temple parking lot. There's like a some kind of driveway, and one of the wheels were like in the kind of a ditch. And we had our temple in Portland had like every single car the temple president had like a AAA, and anytime like we were like across the country anywhere, we would always say we're David Willard, and we'd call AAA. And an RV, they'll do an RV. So they came with this little tow truck to help us get our wheel out of the ditch. And they said, this is a bus. This is a bus. Like, how do we gonna get a bigger one? But it's like it was our RV. Yeah. So yeah, we had fun in Atlanta. My wife also stayed there shortly too, on a separate occasion when she was
Oh,
on the treaty back in
okay.
2001.
Oh, does she know Satyakripa Chandrika?
And she was there for probably at most a week. 20 years ago, I don't know if she remembers anybody.
Okay, well, yeah, she doesn't live there anymore, Satyakripa Chandrika. But she
I-
was there for a while.
She might remember her.
Yeah.
My little black teen that was 4'11". So, all right. So you guys seem like you're doing good. Keep on going.
Okay.
We'll go for like a few more minutes and then.
Okay.
In the next class will be the next verse after this one.
Sorry, say that one more time.
The next verse that'll be studied will be the next verse after this one in the next class.
Correct.
Yeah. The next verse studied will be text 10. Now we're just going through one by one, chapter 15 here. One thing I will say about the last pronunciation of the last line, the second A on Vishayan is exaggerated, so it's more like Vishayan upasevate.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's a Shrotam Chakshus Sparshanam Cha Rasanam Granam Eva Cha Aristhaya Manaschayam Vishayan upasevate.
Upasevate. Vishayan upasevate.
Yeah. So
I
the
see.
second A, it's exaggerated.
With the line
Vishayan
over the top.
upasevate.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Other than that, sounds really good.
Awesome.
This one's not terribly difficult compared to a couple of the other, like the previous verse, the second line of the previous verse, the Yachchapi Ukramat Tishvaraha was difficult.
Oh, remember we did the Grihit? Oh, that one was the third line. Grihit.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wait, are we putting two T's there? I was like, I don't know. I was just like, Grihitveitani. I was like, okay, let's just try to say the two words together, and that really kind of, you know, helps you figure it out. If you just look at the two words as separate and just say them together, then it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I
So
think
if I look at the word itself, I'll say Grihitveitani, and that sounds like basically like two T's, you know,
right.
or
I've
four
listened to a
T's,
couple
three
of
T's altogether in the word. But then if I look at it, how it's written as separate words, it's Grihitveitani. So it's like not a stop at the T, then it doesn't become two T's. Grihitveitani.
Yeah, I've listened to a couple of different recitations of that text, and I've kind of heard it both ways, like Grihitveitani and then Grihitveitani.
Yeah.
So I've kind of heard it with two T's and without.
Yeah. Did you notice who was saying which one? Was it the Americans that were saying twi?
It was the opposite. I think it was the American that was saying with like one T, Grihitveitani, and then it sounded like an Indian saying Grihitveitani.
Oh, but the kind of the AI sound, because were they saying twi?
The
Indians were saying twe.
I think it was I'll double check.
Okay. Because I really think in English we when we see the AI, we want to say I, like twi tani.
Right. Oh yeah, it may have been I.
But it's a grihitwa, and tani, it's twe. It's like a AE.
Yeah.
The AI
I can't.
sound is a combination of AE, I think.
I can't quite remember. Yeah, which one it was. I think I was mostly paying attention to the T's. But
yes, Ramananda.
I'll listen one more time.
And have you had a chance to like share a verse with a friend? Like say,
not really. No.
No, that's a good practice. Like even if it's not the whole chapter, like Chapu was starting at the beginning of the chapter, and as I said, it's hard to convey the meanings of those first verses because there's a whole lot there.
Yeah.
That it's if you look at the purports, they're kind of long, and there's a lot of this other stuff there that it's trying to convey. Verses like verse number 8. Everything that is trying to convey is not. You can say it pretty simply. You change your the soul leaves the body and carries its conceptions, just like the air leaves a place but carries the aroma of that place. It's not a fully like complex analogy. It's so if you go to like tell somebody, hey, let me rap you a verse and then explain it. The more you get opportunities to explain it to others, then the more the realization becomes much stronger and deeper. Let's join back to everybody together, and I'll just share that last point and see if anybody has any other reflections. All right, so I'll see you guys there when importing. I totally fell down on my skateboard with a little backpack with a milk gallon jug and
oh no.
Hey, you're a skater, isn't it?
Yeah, I skateboard a lot, like all the time, and
yeah, I was riding my nickel penny board, my penny board.
Those are dangerous.
It wasn't the small one, it was like the nickel version, the little bigger version, yeah. And there was like some kind of advertisement sign that was just sitting in the street, not in the street, in the sidewalk, just like it was trash, but there's a plastic, it probably fit in some kind of panel. And instead of going around it, I went over it, and the thing slipped. And even if I put my foot down, I put my foot down on the thing that's slipping, and it's
oh, that's the worst.
I knocked the wind out too. I couldn't breathe for a second.
Yeah, that sucks when that happens.
Yeah, because my daughter needed some milk for her recipe. Okay, so thank you, everybody. I was just going to share this one last point that please wrap a verse off to your friend and explain it to them. And as we're mentioning here, these first like 3 verses are a little hard to kind of explain in a succinct way. But if you see like verse like number 8, the soul leaves the body just like the air leaves a situation but carries its aroma, leaves this place and it carries aroma. So the soul leaves its body but it carries its mind with it. That verse number 8, it's not a hard verse to like explain to somebody. Verses like the verses 1, 2, 3, it's like a whole lot to explain to somebody if you want to just explain something in like 30 seconds or a minute or so. But find a friend, say, hey, let me recite this verse. You want to hear me recite a verse and explain it to you? Can I tell you some Sanskrit stuff? And they're like, they might be open to it. If they're not devotees, they might be interested in hearing you say, hey man, I'm learning Sanskrit. You want to hear something? And then share them the Shariram Yadavapnoti or something like that. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the great commentator on the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, states that there are 3 people who make advancement with this Bhagavatam, or 3 people that make advancement by speaking. Or no, in the Bhagavatam, there's basically kind of 3 different levels of audience. There's the person who's speaking, the person who's asking the questions, and the one who's just sitting in the back, kind of like just listening. And so the one who sits in the back and listening, he makes advancement. The one who asks the question is making more advancement. It's more involved. It's more your consciousness, your thoughts. You're really getting yourself involved. But when you speak, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says the speaker makes the most advancement. So imagine Mr. Chance is invited to speak at the local university, and there's going to be 45 students in the class, and half the students are they're only half the students are undergraduates. They're all like they're getting their degrees and stuff, and Mr. Chance is invited to speak. And you're just like, okay, I know the verse, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to go there and talk. You're going to be like, dude, I really got to get everything out of this stuff. Like, so if you speak, it really involves your whole awareness and conscious. So just share a verse with somebody, and it really helps solidify the meanings and learn new meanings and learn different angles from it. What do you think?
If I could offer something. Yeah, when you brought that up at first, yeah, that's what I first thought of was, that's one of the main, core principles and one of the main practices, and what it says all over the Bhagavatam is to hear it and to speak it.
Yeah.
Is really what's going to help, as you just said, help you advance.
Yeah.
So even us just trying to memorize these verses, if we have that opportunity to more opportunities to hear it and opportunities to speak it to more people, it's really going to help it, as you say, solidify the verse and its meaning in our mind, help us certainly remember it for much longer periods.
Nice. Thank you, David. We missed it. We didn't get to say thank you. You took off. Thank you, Chance. As Krishna says, in the Bhagavad Gītā, one who shares this message is the most dear to me. It's his soft spot. Like Chapuji, maybe she likes those. What do you call that? The little corn patties. You fry them. Anyway, everyone how about pupusas? That's not from that's from my wife's country. Everybody loves that stuff. So everyone has like their soft spot. somebody might like Gulabjaman. So Krishna's soft spot is sharing this. And you get the extreme mercy that way. So Om Tat Sat. Thanks a lot. Everyone's got to go. We all got to go. So
Thank you
all
so
very
much.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Haribol.
so, Hare Krishna.
See you next time.
All
Thank
right.
you, Haribol. Have a
Haribol.
nice day.
Jai.